Sage Forsaken here with another action figure review. Today we're going to be looking at the Ghostbusters Peter Vankman figure. Before we get started, I want to tell you that I got this figure at Sunday morning. It's not really normally where you'd think to go buy figures, but they did have this figure for only $6.99. I know it cost much more than that when it originally was in the store. This figure is part of a build-a-figure set. I guess you would call it a build-a-figure, but I don't consider this a figure. This is a sign. This is a no-ghost sign. Basically, you can build the no-ghost sign. So, I have to say that I think they really missed out here. If they'd had a Build-A-Stay Puft Marshmallow figure here, instead of this stupid sign, I think these things would have sold a lot better. Because nobody wants to have the Ghostbusters without having a giant Stay Puft Marshmallow for them to fight. Even if they'd had to have some other way of selling the Stay Puft Marshmallow separate, but would be sized to these figures, that would have been awesome. So Peter Vankman comes with the little no symbol. He doesn't even come a part of the Ghost. So he can fight no. That's what he can fight. Never has the sad onion looked more appropriate on the package, though, than with the Ghostbusters. This is made by Mattel Toys, and of course they also put out at the same time a line of the female figures from the new movie. And you can say what you want about that movie. It was a fun little ride, I thought. Not a great movie overall. And nothing like the original. It didn't really hold a candle to the original. And that's not just nostalgia talking. I think it just, basically could have been done a little better. But like I said, I didn't dislike it. I just didn't love it. Here we have Peter Vankman out of the box. Now this figure, it has some really cool accessory in the fact that this proton pack does come off. We're actually eventually going to look at this without the proton pack on it. But I wanted you to look at the detail on the proton pack and all the hoses coming off of the figure. I wanted you to see the amount of work that they put into making this a good looking figure before I start tearing it down. Now, the no symbol really is basically on the back of it. You can tell they were trying to save money. The Ghost takes another 3 pieces to make the Ghost attached to it. But that's the no symbol right there. I guess I can make my own no smoking signs now. Cool. Now, I'm going to take the proton pack off, but before I do that, let me show you the figure next to a standard Marvel Legends. So you can see the size comparison there. Now, if you had a heroic figure and you wanted to make this guy just a goon, you take that proton pack off, take off the Ghostbuster symbols, maybe put a mask on him. He would look a little small, but then again, heroes are supposed to be bigger than life. So if you had a bunch of these guys, you could actually make a goon army pretty easily. And just to kind of give you an idea of what we have there. And this is, of course, the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, Nick Fury, with the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent head on it, if you had questions about that Marvel Legends. Now, I'm going to take the proton pack off and we'll come right back. Okay, so we're back and we're going to talk about articulation. The neck looks this far around to each shoulder. The arms do lift up. Basically almost 90 degrees, but not quite. Well, that one goes up to 90, I guess. They do, of course, pivot down that much, and we'll go all the way around on both sides. The waist does have a twist. It's not a crunch, but it is a twist. And leg goes forward that far, arm out of the way, and it will only go back to basically standing straight up, and it goes that far forward. So he's not going to be doing any kicks or anything like heavy action. I've seen wrestlers with more action. They do have the little cut in here so that the legs can also basically, I guess he can do a side kick but not a forward kick. The legs pivot at a pivot point right here so that you can show off that. The knees bend. It's a single jointed knee bend, and it's not quite 90 degrees. Same on both sides. Basically just to 90 if I really push it. It does have an ankle pivot, but not a rocker. So the difference between the rocker and a pivot is with the Marvel Legends, the foot can be pivoted side to side so that it makes it easier to stand up when you have it on a crotch or whatever, like a split or whatever. But the foot, this foot only rocks forward and back a little bit. It makes it a little easier to stand it up, but it has very little wiggle this way. Like you can wiggle it a little bit that way, but it's not like with the Marvel Legend where you can have the foot basically sideways. Does not have where the head can look down or up really, just that much, because it does just rock in there a little bit. The arms are one of the worst things about it in my opinion, with a single jointed elbow here that really can barely hold the weapon in a walking pose, much less the trying to fight ghost pose. I would have rather they made this look a little less good right through here so that his arms could either butterfly here or whatever, so his arms could actually hold the weapon a little better. He does have wrist articulation so that his hands will turn, but overall it's a decent figure. But when this is $19.99 and this guy's also $19.99, this guy comes with a Build-A-Figure part, 3 heads, and a gun. I say that the Marvel Legend was a better value. Thank you for checking out my channel. Let me know if you think this is a good figure, if you think you're going to get some to make goons. Or maybe you just want to build that awesome sign. Anyway, thanks again. Like and subscribe. There should be videos popping up about now.